All right, welcome back. This is Sports Zone on Joy Prime. My name is Fen Tuta here, friends. I'm joined tonight on the show by DK. Would you stop? Would you stop what you're doing? I'm joined tonight on the show by the usual suspect, Daniel Cranting and Sichofe Philip Atrim. Guys, welcome to the show.
Thank you very much.
I was just doing this.
Would you stop trying to break my table?
No, I didn't know I was that heavy. Sorry.
You're not heavy. You are applying.
He's heavy enough. He's heavy enough to bounce the team.
He's applying uneven pressure on my desk. Uneven pressure.
Desk. It's our desk.
You are applying uneven pressure on our desk. You're calling. He wants to cause structural deficiency. You are the.
What I wanted to say, I can't say.
No, please don't say it.
I shouldn't say it.
Because if you know I won't like it, don't say it.
Oh, you may like it.
Welcome to the show.
I mean,
how are you?
I mean, if that.
How was your weekend? The Salah, it's been long, eh?
Yeah, I see you guys chill.
Yeah.
Hey, true.
Yeah, the Salah we don't meet. Nobody did Salah.
We don't meet for any. Nobody won't meet anybody, but who else should have done
Nobody did Salah for us.
Like, when you say nobody, who amongst us should have done Salah something?
Our viewers. Our viewers. When we were celebrating Salah, none of you invited us. If only Hajia, and Hajia was in Tamale, we couldn't go. Couldn't go.
Hajia.
Hajia collect fans.
Hajia.
But all our friends, from Osman in Kuma Ejuso, all the...
Osman,
nobody invited us to Salah meat, small Salah rice. It's a problem.
This guy quit you phone.
Oh, this guy there, forget him.
Monday, he quit you phone.
Forget him. Do you know the thing? They will always tell you the Salah, no. This is not the one.
This is not the one, but they are eating.
They are eating. They said, oh, this is not the one they said the meat. Then the one they've said they'll share the meat will come and say, oh, this is not the one.
Every day they are deceiving.
Every day, this is not the one.
Yeah, Karim. You will come here, Karim. You will come.
But our Muslim brothers and sisters watching, was this the meat Salah? Was this the Salah where they share meat, where they kill cow? No. So I didn't lie. So
the next one is...
Let me tell you the secret. That's why it's June 6.
June 6.
Yes, either other is June 6.
Let me put it on my calendar.
Okay.
Oh, he's already there.
Reminder.
He's already
there.
No, I'm putting meat.
It's June 6.
It's not there. So this one is this one was Eid al-Fitr.
Yes.
I won't get a difference.
Yeah.
The Eid al-Fitr, so I'm putting meat
quick
so that
the real problem is our Christian friends who can't differentiate between the two.
Yes,
all this
like
one,
me.
they don't know the difference.
Like me.
So we too. The next one is always the big one.
Because
Charlie, have you seen Karim today?
Yeah, I've seen Karim. Yeah, he's put.
He's put.
There
you go, Karim will come.
He's fast.
Guys,
get it.
How many of you spend time? Hey, Bana, I hope you have that Saminu race. If you don't have that Saminu race, I'm going to kill you. How many of you spend time watching the weekend track meets in Kingston? I'm talking.
Yeah, the Kingston one I saw.
The new Grand Slam.
Kenny Bet.
It
was fun.
A very interesting concept. Well, see if we get time. If you like track and field, if we get time, we'll get into it. But it's a really interesting concept. Anyway, so guys, listen. We're going to go straight down to showing you highlights from the Ghana Premier League. And we're going to begin with Heart of Lions against Kumasi Asante Kotoko in Pando. That match ended 1-0. The cracking game. Kotoko scored first, Justice Blay before Lions equalized. In the end, the spoils were shared. This is how it all went down. The game of football ended 1-1. The spoils were shared. And you saw some wonderful goals there. Also, at the Accra Sports Stadium, for the first time this season, Hearts of Oak returned to that stadium. And they had quite an interesting welcome back to the stadium, winning by 1-0. Almost seemed like that's what they've been missing all season. Their first game there back in a long time. This is how it all went down. 1-0 victory against Midyama, but it was a very, very special goal that separated the two sides. Only one, apart from the goal, the other thing that impressed me very much is the pitch. Pofangra is working. Yeah. The pitch looks nice. So I hope House of Oak enjoyed using the pitch. So hopefully it stays like that. I mean, it looks nice, to be honest. Let's look at the full results for this weekend and then show you what the table also looks like. There were some other very interesting results. There you go. So Diana Stars beating Vision. Vision are struggling big time. Summertex beat Lions as well, 2-0. Holy Stars, they beat Brecum Chelsea 2-1. And Young Apostles, Legon City is 0-0. Dreams FC, their 5th consecutive victory in the Premier League. The first time ever in the history of the club they've secured 5 wins in a row against Gold Stars. Nations FC also beating Karela 1-0. What does this mean for the table? This is what it looks like after 26 matches. What's happening? Match week 25, huh? The 25 games, 46 points. So that's a 2-point lead for Gold Stars. And Gold Stars, they really slack wow because after Kotoko dropped points, if they had won, they would have gone top of the table on goal difference. They definitely have a better goal difference than Kumasi and Kotoko. Nations FC also right on their tails. Heart of Lions, 41. You see House of Oak down there with 40 points. They're 6 points behind. So, but they're not entirely out of the title race because of the sheer number of matches to go. All right, so that's just what it is. So we'll see what becomes of that. But also, you look at Iswatreman, the bottom is where it's looking really, really tight. Iswatreman with some 15 points, not looking good. They've already said that they won't play the league, so I guess they are gone. So now you have Legon Cities and Accra Lions. Only 2 more teams will be relegated at the end of the season, and that is really, really tight. Even Karela themselves, not entirely safe. Neither is Vision. So, you know, it really is anybody's game at this point. Guys, quick thoughts on the weekend's fixtures. First of all, it's really good to see Accra House of Oak back to the Accra Sports Stadium. Not that it brought more fans, disappointingly. I feel like the fans should have been happier to see them back there. Should have trooped to the stadium a bit more. But it was really still good to see them back at that stadium because since then they've played that way. Pando, Legon, Tuba. It was good to see them back at the Accra Sports Stadium.
Yeah, to be frank, not a performance to welcome your fans back. It was a very poor performance. I think Midiama should have won the game. Not even a draw. Midiama should have won. The sheer number of chances they created. A mixture of goal line clearances, good saves, poor finishing. Some way, somehow, Midiama weren't able to get anything out of the game. It's a game that Ibrahim Tanko spoke about during the week. In fact, before Tuesday's game against Basaka Holy Stars, he was talking about the Heart of Oak game, the importance of his team getting the 3 points early in the Basaka Holy Stars game, getting enough rest, traveling to Accra, making sure that they won the game. He had promised a certain brand of football even before the Heart of Oak game. 2 games before, they went out, they played a good football, to be frank, but it's just the goals that was lacking. And unfortunately for them, and that's football sometimes. You can, from the coaching point of view, your plan can be perfect. If the execution is wrong, it goes against you. And for Ibrahim Tanko, it's quite unfortunate because Midiama was slowly picking up.
He was very upset.
Yeah, very upset. They were slowly picking up form, and they hadn't won in a while. They won, I think, in Tako a couple of weeks ago. Then they built on that, beat Basaka Holy Stars. It looked like they were beginning to turn the tables, and unfortunately for them, 0 points against Heart of Oak. But Heart will take it. Heart will take it.
Watara says he's very frustrated with you journalists because he says when they win, they say he hasn't played well. When they play well and they don't win, you have something to say. So you, the journalist, doesn't know what you want.
Heart of Oak is a big club, and the expectations are high. Fans want to enjoy good football and the results to go.
Yeah, somebody said play well and win.
Yeah, play well and win. That's what. But again, the fans and I mean, on what Watara said, the journalists must understand that during the season, football teams go through difficult spells, and when they are coming out of those difficult spells, how they win doesn't really matter. It's about just winning to get the momentum going. And I think Heart of Oak in the last 3 weeks or so have not necessarily had the result that they had at the time where it looked like they were really in the run into the title. They've had some disappointing results. And so you don't expect them to just bounce back to playing well and playing confidently and winning. What are you expecting that the team can grind results? It's a big game. It's a difficult game against Midiama, who play some very fascinating football.
Yeah.
So I think that is what frustrates the coach, that, okay, we've had a bad spell in the last couple of weeks. Now we've managed to get 3 points on the board and you're still complaining about something. And I think fans and journalists alike must understand that you expect a team generally to play well across the season. But there will be spells in that season where playing well wouldn't be what would matter. It would be about getting the results, getting momentum, and then translating that into good performances and victories.
Yeah, so, and for Kotoko, I mean, they still have a 2-point lead over Nations FC. It's increasingly looking like a 2-horse race. But you watch Nations FC and you look at the stuff that they've done, and quite disappointed Bernard has not added that goal. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
Razak Simpson's goal to this, because that was played in midweek, clearly. But that was a special goal. And you can't help but feel like there really is something special spurring them on this season. And they've got a very experienced coach in Karim Mingle.
I was going to say, it's Karim Mingle. It's if you pick Karim Mingle and then you take the name Nations FC off, he could easily have replaced with what he was doing with Bechem United. Bechem United, with Karim Mingle, 3 seasons in a run, looked like a team that was always getting close and competing. Yeah. But they never really were able to cross the line, played some FA Cup final in the process in that spell. And since it's gone to Nations FC, it's taking them levels above what people expect. I mean, I actually think they've come very far from the point where I thought they wouldn't get to. I thought they were going to be mid-table team at least for the next 2-3 seasons, but now they're looking like title contenders. The only problem then with Coach Karim Mingle is he's almost become a nearly coach, where his team is playing brilliant football, but they lack the X factor or that killer instinct when it really matters to win the title. But when they're coming up against Kotoko in a title chase, you can't afford to be slipping. And this weekend could have been one of those weekends where, you know, if you had a healthy point, you could perhaps usurp them. But that hasn't been the case. And you wonder if it's going to be Karim Mingle Bechem United chapter again for Nations FC, or this time you have that killer instinct to get past Kotoko. But it's Kotoko with Ogum, a league winner, an experienced coach, with a team that knows how to win, with a fan base that knows how to set the team on to win. So yeah, it's going to be a fascinating run into the last few games coming up in the league. It should be exciting.
Yeah, we have, 9 matches at the end of the season.
Yeah, I'm just a bit disappointed in Gold Stars. Yeah. It really looked like, when the league went on break, it really looked like they could push it. And I thought they would be in Nations FC or Asante Kotoko's position by now. But since the resumption of the league, the away form was always pretty poor. But when you are facing certain teams away from home, certain teams that are not necessarily challenging for the title, these are the opportunities that you can pick up 1 point or possibly 3 points on the road. But they are now struggling in home away in terms of goal scoring. They can't find it. The football must needs to fix it, because I think from the start of the season, you could tell there was a real willingness. I remember one of their board members spoke of what Samatex did last season. And it has basically told everybody, every team in the league, there's a possibility. If you do things right, you can go on. There's a real possibility. There's a real possibility. Really, I think they built a really good squad that is capable of going all the way. At the beginning of the season, Atakumi was banging in goals for fun. Kamara, the captain, chipping in as and when. But it just seemed to have dried off this period. And this is the most critical period, when the second half of the season, the last few games, and they are dropping the baton, which is quite disappointing.
I've got a quick thought on this. I've seen this conversation. I want to pick your thoughts on this. You know how it is when a player is in the Ghana Premier League, they're doing well, they get invitations to play in the Black Stars, and they get their chance, they take their chances. You see that they're very good, and they deserve their chances. Then they make a move abroad. And suddenly, they lose their place in the Black Stars because maybe where they went to is no longer considered an elite place, and suddenly the player is no longer considered good enough to play for the Black Stars. I've seen Razak Simpson being linked to clubs in Algeria. I've seen Blue Star. He's been linked there to other clubs here and there. You look at, so far, his introduction to the Black Stars is getting opportunities. You can't help but have the feeling the moment he leaves the Ghana Premier League, all of a sudden, we won't deem him good enough to play for the Black. And the examples abound.
Richmond Lamtebo recently comes to mind. The whole country was crying out loud for him. Yeah. He leaves the country to go and play in Tanzania. Is he? Yeah, it's Tanzania.
Is it Tanzania he's in? I think he's in Rwanda.
Yeah. Rwanda is the country I was looking for. Yeah, Rwanda. it's not as if since he's gone to Rwanda, he's not played well.
He's actually the highest paid player there.
Yet, nobody really gets the same clamor. What I'm going to say is, there is a bias towards local players who are playing well in the country. The bar to get them into the Black Stars is not as high as the other players who are outside Ghana, irrespective of the country.
Yes.
So once you're in Ghana,
Can't deny that.
Yeah, so Razak Simpson is doing great in the Ghana Premier League, and so there's that bias towards him. Benjamin Asari, the same. There's that bias towards them. We don't set the same bars for them as far as all the other players outside the country are concerned. The moment you pack your bags, sit on that plane out of Ghana, then the bar is against those in the Premier League, those in the Swiss League, those playing in major European leagues. That is where the comparison is. And so the moment you leave the shores of Ghana, the next good player in the league assumes that bias we are speaking about. Yeah. The next
is that a subconscious admission that the players in the Ghana Premier League that we call and insist that they get called to the Black Stars do not necessarily deserve it by matrix of a standard comparison, and that it's just our bias that is speaking for them, not necessarily because they deserve it. Because, like you said, the moment they leave the Ghana Premier League, even if they're not playing bad, or even if they are marginally better than they were even in the Ghana Premier League, suddenly we don't even think that they're good enough for the Black Stars. Is that a subtle admission that...
It is, subconsciously, subtly. I think that is what it is. And we can look at it both ways. It's one of those things that you can look at what is wrong with it and what is fine or what is not wrong with it.
Right.
Is the Ghana Premier League, you want to promote it, you want to let players know that they've got a place in the team if they do well in the Ghana Premier League. So the lenses through which you are watching them is not the same lenses through which you are watching the players abroad. Coaches see them more often. You want to encourage all of that. So there is a place for that. But the truth of the matter is...
Then we must not run away from admitting that that is the case.
Look,
right?
I think we had a similar discussion here. It blew, people didn't understand where we're coming from.
But I see it quite differently, and especially because of the fallout from that discussion we had. I think a large section of people don't really appreciate the falling standards of the Ghana Premier League. So there are people who legit believe that when players leave to leagues like the Tanzanian league, it's a step down. That subconscious admission is there, that's a step down. That is why the next best player in the Ghana Premier League automatically becomes the guy they are clamoring for the Black Stars. But there's also a subtle admission. It's funny that the two don't marry, because when a player is attracting interest from leagues outside, I'm talking African leagues outside Ghana, then it means the player is doing well. But all of a sudden, when they leave, it's like it's a step up, but a step down. It's a funny, but there are people who genuinely believe that the Ghana Premier League is still off that standard. Because remember, when people are clamoring for players from the Ghana Premier League to enter the Black Stars, they almost measure the Ghana Premier League on the same level as all these other leagues. You recall people talking about, prime example, Joseph Olakot, who was playing at the time, I think, was third tier in England. Yeah. If you look at the standards, facilities, remuneration, all those things, and compare it to the Ghana Premier, it's far better. Yeah. But it is third tier England against top tier.
So we wouldn't agree.
So we won't agree. Like that's just what it is. And for me, it's funny because it's quite painful from the player's point of view. Remember when Agadas was at Kotoko? When he touched the ball, we all knew he was a supreme talent. He leaves, he's going to a league that is of a much higher standard than the Ghana Premier League. And he's balling out, he's playing week in, week out, he's consistent, he's playing well. But it's like he's been forgotten, as you are saying. Like, nobody really cares.
It's almost like we think that it is disrespectful to invite a player who plays in the Tanzanian league.
Whilst there's a player who's playing in Ghana.
Well, because it's almost like, now blasters are helpful. Then we're inviting players from Tanzania. Meanwhile, Tanzanian league is far better than the Ghana Premier League, but we'll never admit it.
Yeah, but the player then playing in Tanzanian league now has to come and compete against, in terms of call-up, against players playing in the English Premier League.
That is there. That's but also when you compare them,
selection metric, that's what I'm saying.
But also when you compare them against the Ghana Premier League player, they'll still tell you that Tanzanian league.
And that's the thing. So it's.
So like you can't win.
It's a tricky one. Yeah, it's a tricky one. And the truth is, the league is not great. And it's never really been a good measure.
A player like Razak Simpson, do you leave? Because we all know if Razak Simpson leaves today,
that's it.
No, you see, and it's counterproductive because in the example, play time and time again. Yeah. You're playing in the Black Stars, it's giving you exposure. It's helping other teams come for you. Yes. But when you leave, it means you won't play in the Black Stars again. So what exactly
No, because we saw a player like Dan Ladd leave, a player like Barnier leave, the same thing. We've seen players, a lot of players. Abalora the same.
Even Anand,
the same.
Kotoko goalkeeper,
yes,
had a similar situation.
It's the same. So it's a tricky thing. Like
Kwame
Poku the same.
Had the same thing. CK invited himself last time. He goes.
Kwame Poku is back now. He's banging in goals.
Yes.
People are going to start saying that give him a look in.
A look in.
Bring him in and take him back to Algeria. People are telling you now it's not good enough to play for the Black Stars. So yeah.
How many more callers before we forget a player like Jerry Free as well? Because you can see it coming.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, but if he continues to be here and he's even in Division 2, just by the mere fact that he's here and he's an under-20 player, we'll keep calling him.
He gets to play.
But he goes abroad, he's playing his Spanish second tier. After a while, we stop bothering, stop calling him. Like, it's a very complicated situation. But let me know your thoughts on this. A very interesting conversation to be had as well. I'm going to bring in Karim shortly, but I'll take a break and bring him in. I want to show you, Danike, Abdul Rashid Samin, over the weekend, ran a blistering, there he is, his first outdoor race of the season. Talk me through it, 9.87 seconds. That's him running for South Florida University in the, is that green?
Yeah, the green.
And in green. He's the next big shot, isn't he?
Look, he was the best performing Ghanaian in the indoor season. I think he did 6.53. And he, per the qualifications, he made the qualification mark for the World Championships. Look, he's looked brilliant. This is his first outdoor outing of the season. And he ran 9.87. Obviously, wind aided. But if you look at it, the wind read, it's just 0.2.
Yeah.
0.2 over the legal mark. Yeah. So if you are looking at it and you can narrow it down, you can narrow it down to like 9.9. You probably run like 9.91, 9.90. But that is really impressive, especially for your first outdoor. And it is only going to get better from now. If he stays fit, he's consistent, and it's a school season, so they are going to be more almost every weekend until they go on vacation. They are going to be racing. So there's a huge possibility. I think, and I was saying on Saturday, I think that the national record will go if he can stay on this consistent run. It will go by the time the school season is over.
The current national record is what, 9-1?
Yeah, 991.
Yeah, Azamati in 2022. That season, Azamati was unstoppable. Rashid's current personal best, I think, is 10.02 seconds. He ran that last season. And last season, he did another win-assisted 9.95.
Yeah.
So he's been, like, you can see the trajectory he is on.
It's coming.
Recently, Usain Bolt caused a lot of controversy by speaking openly about how the collegiate system is stifling the growth of athletes and how Jamaican athletes made the best decision to abandon the U.S. collegiate system and how that decision was the best decision for Jamaican sprinters. So that's a conversation to be had because, like Daniel mentioned, it's just the start of the school season.
We've had a conversation here with
By the time it is June, he's completely exhausted.
It's worn out.
And you're on scholarship, you must run every single week. Whereas, that's the point. Whereas if you were training on your own, you could choose and decide. So by the time the World Champ, look, the indoors, the outdoor season in the U.S. collegiate system just started. They're going to run non-stop every weekend till June. And then there is July, August, September before they go to Tokyo for the World Championship.
Yeah.
And he's probably going to qualify, and because anything under 10.00, he's qualified for the 100-meter individual event. He's probably going to qualify by the end of this month, right? And then from now till September, he's running. Like by the time the major competition comes around, he has no energy left. It's a crazy system, but you know, you go on scholarship, you have to run. You really don't have a choice. Anyway, so that's that on Saminu. The Grand Slam track also launches at the weekend. $100,000 being dished out to athletes here, and there's a very interesting concept where they divide the races into 6 different race groups: short sprints, long sprints, short hurdles, long hurdles, short distance, long distance. And then athletes will run in their favorite event and their non-favorite event. And they combine the results of the two for average score. Then the one that wins gets $100,000. Really a very interesting concept. All right, welcome back. You're watching Sports Zone. It's proudly brought to you by Piva Beverages, producers of Piva Water. Like I said, April 26th, we are walking, okay, all the Sports Zone crew, we are working with all our viewers from Ayimensa, right?
Yep.
Up the mountains. Then we'll do some exercises. Eat, you do, chale, you do something. And then,
quick.
We work finish, I will go chop kinky for the Tom, then they come back.
Yes, before we decide.
Kinky them chill piva.
Yeah,
Chill ice block will be inside.
Oh God. And then people who do the work, they will walk, they will exercise, go to the top.
Yeah.
It's kinky.
And then when they reach the top, they will do all the work.
Yeah.
Chop the kinky.
Oh God.
For balance it.
Oh, balance them.
Yes, that's what we'll do. Anyway, so we are working April 26th.
Fantastic.
We are working April 26th. From the Ayimeza toll booth, we gather there 6 a.m., walk up the mountain. So all our viewers, especially those of you in Accra, please come there. Let's work together.
Pelo.
Yes, let's fraternize, okay? Let's mix, let's talk, let's chit-chat. By that time, they come out Arsenal from the chat. No. By that time, Arsenal and Real Madrid, one of them is out. We all know who will be out, but we can't see. We can't see. Anyway, so that's that. Also brought to you by Guinness. Guinness Match Day is coming back shortly with Daniel Cransing. And then also by Kivo 4-in-1 Gary Mix. I've got some messages here that have come through. Hi, friend. Good evening to you and your magnificent crew. I want to clarify something. Is Daniel Cransing the same person who murdered Ameswali? Because they all shared the same name. So I'm confused. Pamela, are you seeing this? Oh, God. Okay, sit down, please. Sit down.
You want to go? If I was a murderer, I would like this thing.
Sit down. Let me read more messages. Please, Fent, you and your crew should try and include Bundesliga 2Y. Thomas B. Mori from Boku in the East Mapusi Municipal in the Northeast region. All right. Mia Samia, that is his hashtag. Mia Samia is his hashtag. He's a Bayern fan. Interesting. Good evening, guys. See, Haas wants to build a project with the wrong technical team. Every good tactical coach has beaten Ouattara. He's not played any better football so far and still producing bad results. I hope the Belgrano boys come out and win against Dortmund massively on Wednesday. Came from Akuse. Madrid is so overrated. I can't wait to see the real tactical battle unfold tomorrow. Banu Hatata watching from the Gambia sent us that message. Interesting. We'll see. We'll get to that game shortly. My name is Mike from Offenso. In fact, I had a dream that Real Madrid lost their game to Arsenal. So I went for corners in all my selections. Only Al Duhal to win was in my slip. And Al Duhal broke my heart. What a weekend. Every full weekend, he says. Ike, the Chancellor from Kumasi says, I may not have the technical eye to analyze the problems of Man United. So you guys should tell me exactly the problems of Man United. In our local league, I'm enjoying the competitiveness of the top 5 teams. May the best side win. All right. Tony Nabokobi says, okay, we never walk alone. Uncle Tony in Abokobi. Yeah, your enemies are not God. All right. Shakur from Tamale says, please, can Man United survive relegation if they win the next 2 games? If they cross the 40-point mark, it's the magical number, so maybe they will survive. We never know. Anyway, let me go to Karim now. Karim, how are you? Yeah, you're very good, eh?
Yes.
Okay, you look very nice. I like your tie. I like your tie.
No, Charlie, the guy dressed.
Yes, you have dressed well.
The sweet suit.
What is happening?
My goodness.
It's today your birthday.
Why is it on birthdays that you dress like this?
Guys, I know exactly what Karim is celebrating.
What have I?
Yeah.
Yes, it's true, it's true.
Yeah, I know what he's celebrating. He's celebrating. He's been in the party mood the whole week.
Yeah, tell them.
Guys, do you know that you saw the list of the second batch of MCs John Mahama released? Karim's older brother is the MC of my district.
Yes. MC's junior brother. MC's junior brother. Yeah.
So right now, Karim is connected to the corridors of power.
No,
the respect has reduced.
I beg.
You're in power.
You've come to
what's your older brother's name? Yakubu Adamu.
Adamu Yakubu.
He is a teacher.
Yes,
Oh,
yes.
In Tumu Secondary Technical. He's just teacher was doing politics.
You've come to announce the team on national.
But the president wasn't
The
a
people will be sending Yakubu and Karim messages. boss, please. If he says he can't, no, then you let. Why you do that?
So Yakubu, so his name is Yakubu Adamu, and this one is Abdul Karim Adamu. So their father is Adamu. He married 5 wives.
Hey, boss, I beg.
And he gave birth to 60 children. Do you understand?
I beg. It's
And
not
Karim is number what?
Is that what?
Karim is
It's
number
not fine.
Oh, I'm opening my phone. Okay.
I beg, let me do my thing and go. Let me do my thing and go.
Wait. Okay. His father had 5 wives.
It's 4.
Okay. He had 4 wives. And does it include the one who left or include the one who was
You've
there?
left. How can you be a wife again when you've left?
You are not getting me.
Yes.
So the total number.
The 4. Did it include the one who left or that is excluding the one who left?
Excluding the one.
I knew it.
So
I said 5.
Total 5.
It's not
Thank
5.
you. So out of the 5, his father, Mr. Adamu, had 70 children.
Fantastic.
Solid.
The 70 children were all working in the farm, including this one. So he had a big farm. He was
Family business.
district farmer of the year.
Hey.
So Karim was herding cows back there. Had to remove him from there, take him to school. But it's a story for another day. Now, the first wife had 5 children.
It's a legal information.
Yes.
Legal information pass away.
Karim's mother had 6 children.
That was the second wife. So
The second wife,
6 children.
yes.
Of which
Karim's
Karim
mother
is number?
Karim, which number are you in the 6?
Last.
The last one.
last baby.
Yes. So Karim's mother had 6 children. The most.
The most.
Yes.
Okay.
The most children.
Most prolific.
Yes. Prolific, right?
I'm telling you. Prolific. In fact, Karim was a winning goal because
Last minute stoppage.
The one who came after Karim's mother had 3 children.
Okay.
And the last one had 1 child.
Right.
Have you noticed the Mr. Adamu's energy was finishing?
The chat is like this.
Yes, the
6,
chat is,
3,
yes.
the 1.
Mr. Adamu's energy was finishing. And then the one that left had 2 children.
Okay.
So if we add all, that
17.
is, yes, 17. That is 17.
You're giving wrong information. I'm not the one who gave you the wrong information.
And the one that has been nominated the MC is the senior wife's second born.
Boga, it's not true. I
Congratulations to you and your family.
Yes, thank
you. See, the problem is that Mr. Yakubu Adamu, this post he has gone to collect, his 60 other siblings crown. The money don't go reach them. So if you have plans of taking your problems there,
sorry. Because Karim alone.
it's not easy coming to serve a family or a constituency.
but congratulations. So Mr. Yakubu Adamu, congratulations to you. I know Karim's father. Karim's father is a great man in his village. He has a lot of goodwill. Like when people speak very well of him. He had 17 children, still took care of this one to finish university. So
No, solid.
you have to be, you have to give him credit.
Solid man.
So now, he's shy.
You see something?
You do your segment.
The last time I won this year, can you remember the last time I won this year? Something similar happened
Last
again.
time we won the shirt, you are putting the suit.
Yes,
The suit. Are you talking about the shirt or
the suit, the jacket.
Karim, why did you give me this information?
I didn't give you information. I don't know where you got it from. Let's do what I'm here to do. Time is going, Pedro.
Proceed.
Hey, Karim, are you not interested in your segment again?
I'm interested. Let's
Please.
Hey, focus. What's happening with Nyama? I see Nyama's picture there. Focus.
Yes.
What's happening with him?
Charlie, take the camera off and let us. What is that?
Continue. All right. On a more serious note,
Yes.
This is very unfortunate news.
It's unfortunate. If you are looking at the trajectory he was going until this injury, it will tell you how sad a story it is for him to suffer the ACL injury. Now, let's look at the games he has played overall this season. This is his performances this season until the last game that he has played, only 7 minutes there. Out of 33 games, he has scored 6 goals and provided 2 assists. Now, if you are looking at it, putting it into context, looking at how he has performed in these last 13 games, that's how you know that this is such a big blow for him to suffer this ACL injury. Look at it, 13 games he has played, the last 13 games he has played, including the one he got injured. He has scored actually 5 goals in those 13 games, not 3. 5 goals in those 13 games and provided 2 assists. So if you are scoring 5 goals in 13 games, and the total number he has scored this season is 6. So scoring 5 goals in 13 games, and the whole season he has scored 6. It means that in the 20 games prior, he has scored only 1 goal, no assist. So it's just such a big blow for him. Looking at all the troubles he was going through in the summer with the transfer, they are saying that he was being forced out, and now he's settled and scoring 5 goals.
This is really unfortunate.
Yes.
And he was scoring bangers, like beautiful goals.
Well, are they saying he's going to be out for 4 months?
It's
Well,
ACL.
we can't
It's
say
really unpredictable.
Yeah, but I said, I'm not sure. I saw it somewhere they said it probably is going to be out for 4 months.
And he
Out for the
missed
season,
some games into
Yeah, because the season ends in a month.
No, the season is out.
Yes,
But
after the season is out. I'm just looking at when he returns, and if that is
I don't even
accurate,
think
because
that he will be fit to start a new season.
So the suggestions are that you miss a few games into the new season as well. So it's going to be a big miss for both club and country.
so that is where it's a terrible injury, it's bad news. But if he will miss few games into the new season, then it's good news. That's also good for the time. Because normally this could take you a year, it could take you a whole season, it could take you 11 months over.
We have a very good example.
Kofi Tre.
Yes.
Yeah, Kofi Tre.
It's been almost 2 years now.
Yeah.
There's no
And Fatai Sahaku, in the first part of the season, when he had the ACL injury, it was in the first half of the season. He's missed the second half of the season. It doesn't look like he's going to be back for the rest of the season. So if he's going to be out, it's a bad news, don't get me wrong, but if he's going to be out, getting to the end of the season, and he's going to miss few games to the start of the season, that is some good news.
Yes.
We only hope that when he returns with a lot of his sharpness, and they can kick on and get a lot better.
Usually it's very difficult
we wish him-
to come up so sharp. So
No, but you see, the good thing about this is the return date. Because when he comes, all his other colleagues will now be slowly trying to build into a new season. He's not coming in the middle of a season where everybody's fitness levels is up. So it's I think it's...
Also, the other blow for him would be if he was looking to move in the summer.
Yeah.
Because then now with ACL, he started
Which was
very good,
actually very
a very
likely.
strong end to the season. I think getting to the second half of the season has been very good. Had a lot of minutes, it's been very impactful. Like you said, scored some brilliant goals, scored for the Black Stars, all of that counts. And if he was looking to get a very good move in the summer, this jeopardizes that. It's a shame.
Really unfortunate. The third player to suffer, the third Ghanaian player to suffer an ACL this season.
Oh, sure.
This season.
no, Abdul Mumin's knee.
It's not,
It
it's a knee.
wasn't an ACL.
Not an ACL. But yeah, really unfortunate. But we wish him speedy recovery as well. Hopefully he gets back stronger and better.
Okay, now Kudus is here because he has scored a goal for the first time in 3 months. He scored a goal, involved in a goal, creating a goal, provided an assist. For the first time in 3 months and 14
This is the first goal involvement in 3 months.
in 3 months and 14 days.
Wow.
He has finally been involved in a goal that is providing an assist in Bournemouth's 2-2 draw against his team West Ham. And it took him 14 games, 1,181 minutes to finally provide an assist. The last time he scored a goal or provided an assist was his goal against Brighton on December 21, 2024. So taking him that long, it's not just a Mohamed Kudus problem that he's not scoring. If you're looking at West Ham as a whole, in 15 games that they have played, that is from the period Kudus last scored. During that run, they've won just 4 games. That is just above 26% of games they've played in that period, and scored only 15 15 goals in 15 games. So the whole team is struggling, and Kudus is part of the team. Now, this is the team of the week. I have Joseph Annan in goal. He plays for St. Patrick's, that is in the Irish League, and they drew goalless against Shelbourne. And in that game, he made 5 saves for them. Now, this season, out of 8 games he has played, he has kept 4 clean sheets. Then Atama Lawe, he's playing really good. That is continuing from where he left off during the international break. Helped Kasarispo. They won 2-0 against Demirspor, and it has taken them out of the Turkish Super League relegation zone. Then Joseph Annan also featured for Basel, and they won 2-0 against Lugano, that is in the Swiss League. Then Ambrosius as well, also in the Swiss Super League. He also plays for St. Gallen, and they won 1-0 against Servette. Atizigi was also in action for that St. Gallen in that game, and it was a really close call between him and Joseph Annan. He made 2 saves in that game. Then Gideon Mensah played for Auxerre, and they won 1-0 against Rennes. In that game, he won 100% of the tackles he attempted. Lawrence Adjekum also left off where he left for the international break, and his team, that is Cercle Brugge, they won 2-1 against Beerschot in the Belgian Super League. Al-Hassan, Baba Al-Hassan, he plays for FC Steaua Bucharest, that is in the Romanian League, and they won 1-0 against Club Cluj. And in that game was excellent for them. Then Lawrence Ofori, he plays for Moreirense, that is in the Portuguese Super League, Portuguese top flight, and they won 1-0 against Gil Vicente. And in that game, he was the player to complete the most accurate passes to play 45 minutes or more. Then Kamaldeen Sulemana, he suffered relegation with Southampton, and that is the second time he's suffering relegation with them. And always when he's suffering relegation, it means that in that game or the game that will confirm their relegation, he's scoring or providing an assist. In the game against Tottenham this weekend, he provided his first assist of the season. Out of 19 games he has played in the Premier League this season, he has 1 goal and 1 assist. Not so good for him, and he's going down to the Championship again. Maybe we will not be seeing him play. This is a time for him to leave. Then Antoine Semenyo, he has not scored or provided an assist in 8 games, in his last 8 games, but he played really well against Bournemouth. Now he's sort of
against West Ham.
Against West Ham, sort of what we call now a defensive striker. He's in that game, the two tackles he attempted, he won all of them. Not so much involved, the team requiring him to do a lot of defensive work in that team that they are playing. They are all running up and down. So Kudus, they are the left side of the attack. That is the team of the week for me.
All right, by the way, we're doing a viewing tomorrow at the forecourt of Joy FM. Okay, Hits FM, rep your jersey. The launch is happening in the front. Come 6 p.m. Let's chat. See the game there. That Real Madrid versus Arsenal game is free. Everybody. So if you live around, please come around. Let's watch the game together. But there, that's it. Banaya, uye J, uye Bui. So that's it. Rep your jersey launch. Hits FM, live viewing. Real Madrid at Arsenal. Kukumlimli at the Hits FM car park. 7 p.m. is the kickoff time. So come here before that time and let's enjoy the game together. There will be cocktail, bar, there will be lots of stuff, food, drinks, what have you. And, you know, come and enjoy. We are building up to the Rep Your Jersey, which is the Champions League final itself at Aviation. Those of you who have been a part of it over the years, you know that is always a big deal. So tomorrow, come around the office. Let's watch this game together. But let's go back to England now. 73 points. That's still comfortable at the top. 11-point lead at the top of the table over Arsenal. Nottingham Forest keep their Champions League grind on. Chelsea just edging Man City on goal difference. City drawing 0-0. Liverpool also drawing 0-0. Man City, sorry, also drawing 0-0 over the weekend. And Newcastle, I point behind those two, but they have a game in hand. Because they spent 1 weekend winning a cup. So now, if they do win that outstanding game, both City and Chelsea could be in big trouble in that chase for Champions League football. Let's look at the bottom half of the table. As I told you, Southampton have been relegated from the Premier League with 7 games to go. This is the earliest any team in the history of the Premier League has ever been relegated. Not even the Derby County of 2007 was relegated this early. And they've won 2 matches and 4 draws to get their 10 points. I think Derby had like 11 points, I believe. probably what they got. It was something like that. It was crazy.
The
But
teams that
it means that the other teams are
sharp.
back. Exactly. They didn't do too well. So it's not looking good for the rest of the teams there as well. But for Southampton, and they only just got promoted. So they have to try. And the last time they were relegated as well, they spent only a season in the top flight, went down, came back up, and they've gone back down. Kamaldeen Sulemana has now been relegated twice with them in the 3 seasons he spent with them. 2 of them have ended in relegation. 1 of them was spent in the championship.
And as we speak in the championship, it looks like the teams that went down last season are likely to be back. Burnley are doing well. Leeds United are firing up. And so, yeah. We spoke about the problems of this.
Southampton will be back. In fact, the head coach they fired today, Jury spoke about. He said the physicality, the levels, the rest of the teams in the Premier League and the 3 teams that came up.
It's impossible. It's impossible.
One of the things that is also noteworthy is where Manchester United find themselves. Realistically, look, is it outrageous for anybody to have any conversations about relegations?
Did you see the league table?
But now show me the bottom half again.
No, but the three teams in that relegation zone are that so bad. Like no team can
They're
be.
so far behind.
It's not possible. Like, I mean.
That's 20 points against 38. That's no
18
way.
points.
It's like 18-point difference.
I mean, Ipswich.
See your eyes.
Southampton.
United are 18 points away from the relegation zone. They're not going to go down. They're not going to go down. They're not going to go down. Yeah, that's the issue. They won't go down. But any lessons from this weekend?
Yeah, I think Man United, not necessarily this weekend, but when you look at the last couple of games they've played, I think they look a lot better, than before the break.
Better.
They're playing better. There's a bit more cohesion and understanding. The problem is they're failing to score.
Garnacho.
But it's also, for me, when they play as underdogs that they look like they are playing well. And that can last for just a while because the fans are not necessarily going to be accepting it when they have to go up against teams that they consider themselves better than them. They have to be the underdogs. So you've seen them get some very decent results. They beat City earlier this season. They have this draw against them. They got a good result against Arsenal. Against Chelsea. Yeah, against Chelsea in top 4 now. So yeah, against Chelsea as well. So this style of play might suit them when they play against big teams. But when they have to dominate games and then create the chances, can they do that? Can they finish? I think next season will be where we can really judge. And as I've said, I'm cutting Amorim a big slack. But it's necessary that we can really judge him when they bring in his players and he has a preseason with them. But for now, in the last 3 weeks or so, they played a lot better than they were a month ago.
Okay.
And wow, City are bad. That's fine.
Yeah, they're very bad. Danike has a whole dossier on Arsenal, so I will let him hold on for now, and I'll show you the La Liga games, and then we will talk about the Champions League, where Danike will have a lot to say about Arsenal and Real Madrid and that game and what have you. But in La Liga, there were some very interesting results there as well. Real Madrid lost at home to Valencia. It was a result that not many people saw coming, but it happened, which has left Barcelona, even though they also drew this weekend, really in pole position to win the league title. Danike, talk me through this one. What happened here? Vinicius Jr., Kylian Mbappe seemed like, was this a penalty?
Yeah, it was a penalty. But they should stop sharing the penalty. Get a designated kicker. On paper, Mbappe is better than the 3 of them. That is Vinicius, Bellingham. Mbappe is the best penalty taker. He's taking more higher pressure. The guy took 3 penalties in the World Cup.
What is it? This was a poor penalty.
Such a poor penalty. This is the second he's missing in a row.
No, but if you're going to talk about...
Mbappe
missed 2 in a row in high-pressure games.
He has taken more high-pressure penalties.
No, when he goes to France, he can do that. But Vinicius has taken penalties against Barcelona. He scored them. Those are high-pressure moments as well, right? I think
bigger than a World Cup final.
I'm not saying that.
Against probably the best goalkeeper.
I'm not saying that is what it is. I'm saying that he has also taken penalties in high-pressure games. Mbappe has also suffered from what Vini has suffered from. If you're going to say Mbappe has missed, Vini has missed back-to-back penalties, Mbappe did the same. Bellingham is not missed this season when he's taking the penalty. Should they allow him to take it?
He's missed.
Has he missed this season, Bellingham?
From the spot? Yeah, Bellingham missed some penalty and then this guy came.
Yeah, Bellingham missed.
And he also missed.
Yeah.
So I think and in the end, the club needs to find a penalty taker so that they...
saying, look, when Mbappe came to the club, the first penalty, okay, we were made to think he was a penalty taker.
Yeah.
Then he spoiled the thing. You understand?
Yeah.
He spoiled him, then he went back to
Vinny.
Factory settings. Yeah. Vinny has missed against Atletico, which could have cost them. These were two very poor penalty kicks.
Yes.
Mbappe, the last penalty he took, I think 2 or 3 weeks
down the middle.
Down the middle chip.
That's fine.
Here in Liverpool, Mbappe missed
a terrible
against
one.
Liverpool.
So
but that was the beginning.
That
was the beginning when the confidence was. Now he's picked up. Taking it back to Mbappe.
So Mbappe too can pick up confidence.
On penalties.
Anyway, so that's the winning goal. Fantastic one, 2-1. Real Madrid lost at home at the Bernabeu.
But the painful thing is, if you play this game 10 times, Real Madrid will win 9 out of 10.
And this is the Barca game. They also drew 1-1.
Anthony.
It was a... Sisho, what's going on there with Anthony?
Nothing.
He's balling out.
He's not really balling. He's not balling.
What do you mean he's not balling?
I think it's over. To be honest,
I saw a meme. Anthony did this. And you know what the meme caption is? Anthony looking for players better than him this season.
Baller!
Player! I think that's his level. There'll be games where he'll be okay, he'll be good. But I don't think, like I said, I don't think it's good enough for the elite.
That's a great finish from.
But yeah, Gavi's goal was brilliant. It's unfortunate. I'm surprised Barca didn't, get the 3 points in this game, knowing that, they created lots of chances. They didn't take the chances, and it came back to haunt them.
Yeah, anyway, so that's the Betis equalizer. That ended 1-1. Atletico Madrid, what's happened to Diego Simeone?
The season's over.
Huh?
The season's over. There's nothing has happened to Diego Simeone. He's comfortably third in the league. Semi-final of the Spanish Cup.
I'm just talking about that dip in form. It's
quite unfortunate. You see, look, to be frank, I said it when it happened. The draw has been very unjust to Atletico Madrid, unfair. Having a really good season, then first team you meet in the knockout round is Real Madrid. You are drawn against Barcelona in the cup. There's no way. Why didn't they give them Sociedad?
Yeah, but the point is, if you want to win big titles, you can't avoid some of these teams.
Yes, that's granted. But look at the space in which they face these teams. Like, it was back to back to back to back.
Yeah.
The bottom is to crumble.
Anyway, so also PSG are champions.
Yeah.
For the 4th year in a row. 13th time in the history.
Yeah.
That's a record, extending one for them. I mean, Enrique has done this without breaking a sweat, without Messi, Neymar, Mbappe.
This one feels different. This one, I think, feels different because it looks like they are really on something special.
Yeah.
In those 13 times that they've won, and most of it, when they've won it, they've been disappointed while winning because maybe around this time, they would have been out of the Champions League, and that is really the thing they want to go for. But this time, with the way they beat Liverpool, the way they played against Liverpool in those 2 legs, there's a really good feel factor about the team. People think this could be the season. And so they've won the league in style. They're unbeaten still. And then they're looking forward to maybe then win their Holy Grail, the UEFA Champions League. So this one feels a bit different. And again, you mentioned it. It's without the superstars, without what they call the bling-bling. So yeah, credit to Luis Enrique, Campos, and of course, the players.
Let's look at Champions League football then. Returning this midweek, quarterfinal fixtures. The big one, in fact, it's not just the big one, because on Tuesday, there are 2 massive games on Tuesday. Real Madrid go to Londres, right?
Yeah.
To take on Arsenal in the first leg. And then you go Bayern Munich against Internazionale. As well. So 2 massive games. Well, like I said, we will be screening the games here at our premises, so do join us as well. And then on Wednesday, you've got Paris Saint-Germain against Aston Villa, and then FC Barcelona against Borussia Dortmund.
That TV schedule is terrible.
Danny K.
It's terrible.
Yeah, the TV schedule is terrible. A game from Wednesday, one of the games from Wednesday should have gone to replace one of the games. The TV schedule is terrible, but yeah, we'll manage it.
Yeah, so anyway, so DK, you got some interesting. Look at this. This is the last time these 2 teams face each other. Half times have changed, huh? Look at the lineup.
Yeah.
And who won?
The last time they face each other, Thierry Henry scored away from home at the Bernabeu. This is 2006, actually. They went all the way to the final.
Yeah.
Thierry Henry scored at the Bernabeu.
Danny,
what?
I mean, you asked about who won the game. And
I just asked the question, who won?
Arsenal won.
Okay.
So, I'm asking, so...
What is so?
Okay, that's fine.
Yeah, to be honest, I'm looking at the Real Madrid. It wasn't
Who told you?
What are you saying?
I see.
Gravity as legend. Salgado, legend. Roberto Carlos, legend.
Hey, hold on.
Ramos, top guy.
Gravity. Ronaldo says Gravity is the worst footballer he's ever played.
But you're watching Philip Sandros and Matteo Flamini playing left back and then left centre back.
Ronaldo was at the
yes.
twilight of his career. Michel Salgado, twilight. Ramos had just come in. Bravo. Massa, relax.
Is he you?
2006 was the season Zidane retired from football. What are you saying?
That's the season Zidane took France to the World Cup.
And that was the season went all the way to the World Cup final and finished the World Cup. And almost won the Ballon d'Or.
The
guy almost won Ballon d'Or.
If you don't head the guy like
him, it's the season he retired from football, Master.
If you don't head the guy
done.
like he will win the Ballon d'Or.
No, Ronaldo was, Zidane was done with football. He was done.
And like somebody will say, last season was the season Toni Kroos retired from football.
He was done.
You see, like in the next 10 years, we'll see a similar. They'll say Kroos played in that game.
There will be a fan quote who will say,
you have 5 minutes. You have some story about how Arsenal will win.
It's not how Arsenal will win.
Okay, I'm listening.
Look, Real Madrid in their last 8 games have conceded a set-piece goal 4 times out of the last 8. It means every other game they concede a set-piece. What is Arsenal's strength? Class. Arsenal's strength.
Defending.
Hey, Boga. Fantastic. Look, we saw it this weekend against Betis. Corner, it was inside. Poor marking. Real Madrid do a mixture of man marking and zonal marking. They have a line of players who are zonal, 2 or 3 people who are trying to mark. Physically, they are not as dominant. Arsenal have the men. Sociedad, it happened. Free kick. Later on, you remember? Oyarzabal, quick, it's inside.
He's not the tallest player.
Goes out of the last 8 matches. Every other game. Arsenal scores double that. So, do the mathematics. 2-0, first leg. Villarreal, it happened again. Near post corner. We saw it. Villarreal, is inside. Arsenal fans, it is coming home. Look at this again. Valencia, it happened. This is this weekend. Just Saturday, Valencia, it happened again. This time, you see, it's different types of corners. In-swingers, out-swingers, near posts,
far posts.
Oh, and Arsenal know how to. We saw Merino near post against Chelsea. We've seen Arsenal do back post, Gabriel Magalhaes, but he's not around. But Arsenal have the men. You look at the centre-backs, they have the men. So as for the set pieces, Real Madrid will need to score in open
How many set pieces have Arsenal scored in Champions League this season?
What is Champions League?
I like to believe on that stage. If not,
no, it's a fair question. How many
they scored PSG?
I said how many? I didn't say
they scored Arsenal. You see, relax. They like to mix it up in the Champions League.
Okay.
But when they're going get stuff, that's their number one. That's their number one strength. And Real Madrid is difficult. So that's their number one. Bernabeu said piece quick. You see, what you've seen is where was it in pool? Sociedad. Where did they score this set piece? Bernabeu. And Boga is green grass and a ball. If you believe you will lose, you will lose. Arteta says something beautiful is going to happen. So you'll be there and be laughing. They laughed in 2006. We were laughing in 2006. Henri, quick, set pieces.
DK, if you've won Benaya, his Slack has a bias. He's a tactical analysis on how Arsenal can stop or not can beat.
Not can stop. Tactical analysis on how Arsenal will beat Real Madrid. It's happening. Every day.
Those are interesting picks. I think Real Madrid have to be wary of Arsenal.
I love this show.
Pieces, yeah.
Look, I've got plenty. Let me read some messages here, guys. This one says, hold on. This one says, hi, Fent. Good evening, Fent and your crew. Where am I starting from? Hey, you people. You say things, so... All right. This message says, hi, guys. I love your sports show. I always enjoy it. In fact, Liverpool are lucky they have a point gap. They could have lost the trophy. Praise from La Paz.
To who?
To who or to who? They have 11-point gap. So
we've played the same number of games. You're saying they could have lost. Why somebody has outstanding games?
Praise from La Paz. Praise, thank you for your message. Good evening to you, Fent, Daniel, and Sichu. I'm watching you live and enjoying the conversations. Dr. Frank Apiakusi from UHAT.
Yeah.
Big shouts to you, Doc. High Sports Zone. We're Jet. Somebody just sent a message. That's it. This one says, Good evening, Fent and your crew. This is Richard from Sunyane Fiapre. After hearing Karim's story, I think we have to call him Fergie Time because he's like a stoppage time winner.
That's so accurate. That's so accurate, man.
No wonder he's always shy.
Fergie time.
This message from Alassane in Tampion. Alassane says, I just tuned into your program. You guys are making my day. I'm going through a heartbreak, but I'm super excited right now. Thank you very much for making me feel happy tonight.
Oh, Charlie.
Charlie.
No, but the girl no try.
This is Alassane.
But he told you to girl matter.
He said it'd be
heartbreak.
No, your heart can be broken over job loss.
They like this thing too much. It can't be heartbreak. I even thought heartbreak you want.
So your heart can be
Somebody like something.
Yes,
heartbreak. It doesn't necessarily have to be a boyfriend-girlfriend relationship. Plenty things can break your heart.
Maybe you lose bet.
Maybe investors this weekend, every investor loses.
I don't say if it was in bed, you say, but I lost my bet. What is heartbreak?
But why you?
Somebody girl left and you say how you know.
Why you won't make a girl left out?
I beg.
Why you won't make me say a girl left out?
I should say you because I'm saying.
Daniel from Eburi Mountain says, I want to know the top 5 Ballon d'Or choices from each of you. The disrespect towards Dembele from football fans is not the best. He deserves to be part of the top 3 Ballon d'Or contenders this season. See you on the 26th for the walk. Thank you. I'm happy you are coming. If you have just tuned in, 26th of April, we are walking with Piva Water, our prize sponsors, from the Ayimensa toll booth up the mountain. They will go and have fufu, kenke there. They will play games, and Piva will give away. Piva promised that they will give away water, like a lot of water. That's where you come, and a lot of other Piva drinks too. So it'll be fun. It'll be fun. So Charlie, I'll see you there. Daniel from Eburi Mountain. So come down. To, he wants to come and meet us at the top.
Oh, yes. Oh, yes.
Can't trouble this thing.
Aden Jr. from Adente says, hi, Fen. Charlie, Karim will be the winning goal Arsenal. We need to drive over.
That time.
Okay. This one says, I've got another message that says, thank you. Wow, I'm happy now. I can see my favorite water on your table. Piva Water. Interesting. Fantastic. Thank you very much. We love Piva Water. Guys, that's it for our show tonight. Brought to you by Guinness, Piva Beverages, and Pivo Gary 4-in-1 mix. Today, I've set record. So, 2 things. Tomorrow, join us at the car park of Hits FM, Kokomlemle, for the Champions League game between Real Madrid and Arsenal. We're launching Hits FM Rep Pictures. 26th April, it's a Saturday. Join us for the Sports Zone Piva Water Health Walk from Ayimensa all the way up to the mountains. All right. Guys, it's been nice having you here.
Yeah, man.
I'm going to watch The Classica.
Oh, so?
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm going to watch The Classica. Hey, there why?
Classica.
Charlie, close and let's go.
Charlie, today is like we have 30 seconds. I don't know what to do with it.
Like jokes.
The game.
They could be full like.
Yeah.